And we are live once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. And this is the second of a triple header of heavyweights. We had Josh Sandlin first. And then the man we have now is Tom Little. Tom, how are we doing?
Where's me fanfare? Come on.
Let's start again. And in the room we have Tom Little.
Right, yeah, go on, yeah. How's it going, boys? You all right?
It's all good to have you in the room, Tom. And you know what? This is the first time I've actually had you on the channel to do an interview. We've spoken a few times beforehand. I think the last time we spoke actually was when Billy Joe Saunders was meant to face Chris Eubank at the press conference, and he never turned up. Do you remember that?
I do. I remember that.
And I remember talking to you back then, and you were saying that you were injured, but you were coming back.
Yeah. I've had more comebacks than Crocodile Dundee boomerang me.
Right. For people who don't know who Tom Little is, let them know who you are, Tom.
I'm a very big man with a very little surname. My name's Tom Little. I'm 10-4 heavyweight prospect, top 10 in England at the moment, about to face Joe Joyce on the undercard of A-Value. Just bitch slapped some little tart from Yorkshire called Josh Sandlin. What else? What else you want to know?
Well, okay, while we're on the subject of Josh Sandlin, let's talk about that first and foremost. According to Josh, he says that the stoppage was controversial. He didn't understand why the fight was stopped. He said he wasn't hurt.
You know why he don't understand why the fight was stopped? Because his head was somewhere else. I gripped him with two right hands, and he was looking at the ceiling, couldn't find his feet. Right? But personally myself, I thought the referee robbed me of a glorious knockout, because the one that I had in mind for was going to switch his lights out, and it was guaranteed oxygen mask for Josh. Right? But the referee looked at him, knew he took two big massive shots. I wobbled him twice, but not like a small wobble, like, you know when you see someone's legs go and they tumble back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Have you ever seen Josh fight?
I have seen him fight.
Yeah. He's a non-stop forward fighter, isn't he?
Yes.
He's a non-stop forward. Well, I had him walking all around the ring like a ballet dancer. I was having to track him down. I was hurting him. I busted him up over 4 rounds with my jab. I don't think how many shots did I take in that full fight? About 2 shots. Listen, that referee has got a matter of seconds, 2 men's lives in his hands. The man who could be seriously hurt, and the man who's got to live with seriously hurting someone. Right? So, if his gripe was with me, right? When I told him if he's got that much of a problem, I'll smack him in the ear. Then he went all the other way. Then, like, if he had a problem, then he had a problem then. But, listen, I never told him he can't have a rematch. I never told him he can't come again. Right? There's no 2 words about it. If he felt that hard done by, then we can have another dust-up. No problem whatsoever. But until then, he just needs to shut his mouth, take his loss. I was beating him like an arse anyway. He would never beat me all the time. He's got a hole in that backside that he's got. Okay? Because he looks like the white Professor Clum with them titties hanging by his knees. And just like, get over it. Cry me a river, build a bridge, and get the fuck over it.
Well, see, nobody's got footage of the fight, Tom. So we're taking your word and we're taking Josh's word.
That's all down to me. There will be footage released very shortly, but there's no footage of my last 3 fights, which will stop 2 of my last 3, and I've done that for a reason, to save these big boys like your David A, who's got like big prospects like Joe Joyce and Daniel DeVar, and I didn't want people to look at what I'm doing as of lately. So it'll be out soon, very soon.
See, according to Josh Sandlin, he says you won the first two, and then the second two he was winning. He came back after 2 rounds. He won the next two, and then the next thing he saw, he's throwing a combination at you, and then you threw a right hand, and the fight was over.
I'll tell you what, they were too big a right hand for the fourth then. Oh, I must have took off his frontal lobe with me. Good God. Mate, listen. I genuinely promise you, my hand on my heart, watch the fight in a couple of weeks yourself. It'll be on YouTube, right, in a couple of weeks. I was pummeling the face off him. He was walking forward like a tough man that he is. He's a brave old soul. He's walking forward, but what you got to remember is it is boxing. I was hitting, moving, catching, countering, every bit of success he was trying to get. I was answering him back with 3 and 4 shots of my own. I set him up, asked me to be trainer. My trainer is sit here with me. I come back at the 3rd round. I said to him, I'm going to stop him this round. He's going nowhere. I went out. I delivered 2 big right hands. I didn't overwaste my right hand. Because I'll tell you what it is with John. He's a clever little fucker, right? And if you overwaste the shot and overlook for a shot, well, at that, and he will take your right hand away from you.
Right.
So I steadied him up. I pelted him up with my jab. Got him nice and ready. I touched him to the body. I hit him with a right hand. His legs done a silly little dance. And then I showed him the same right hand. And then he sat down and I nearly took his head off with an I turned my right hand into an uppercut. And I fucked his night up.
Well, according to him, he thinks that the referee, who he didn't find out who the referee was, and a lot of people are suspicious as to what this referee did, who this referee was, and when they try to find out who the referee was, they ducked out. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know, because I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't. I'm trying to find out.
Right? According to this here, this is the referee saw that he was having no success. Right? He was just getting.
Hello? I think we've lost Tom Little. He'll be back. Tom, you there?
Hello, mate. I lost you.
Yeah, we lost you. Glad you're back. As you were saying.
Yeah, basically, I don't need to keep going over it, but basically the referee just see that he weren't getting no success, and the referee just done his job. It was just a matter of time before he got a really bad knockout. You know what I'm saying? And I would have liked the referee. I'd still be punching him now if the referee didn't stop it. Like, I got no problem in beating him up. No, like, I don't feel bad, not one bit. But he needs to get over it. He needs to have a look on box track and on whatever. It ain't like he went to a judge's scorecard or anything. He was getting thumped about the ring, and he got showed his level, and that is that. He got beat.
Right.
If he wants a rematch, then tell him to get in contact with me management. We will rematch. That ain't no problem. I'll tell you what I'll do. Even look, after I beat Joyce, right? After I beat Joyce, I will even give him a rematch then.
Okay, we'll come on to the Joyce part in a minute. So let's get this confirmed from you. You're gonna put this video out after the Joyce fight. You will put out the video about Sandlin. Can you not put the video out the night before you fight Joyce?
Now the fight's made. In about a week's time, it's going to go out. In about a week's time, it's going out.
Right. So then,
I have no control over it because my team know I'm impatient and know I like to wind people up and I like to get rises out of people. So they've took stuff like that out of my hands, and they're going to put it up in about a week's time.
Okay. So then, once we see the footage, we'll see clearly that you have actually stopped Josh, and it wasn't controversial.
Yeah, you will see that there was a big fat man beating a little fat man up, and the referee got sick of watching it and just said, "Nah, man, you've had enough. You're done."
Well, according to him, his trainer wasn't happy with the stoppage either.
Oh, no one was happy until I turned on him, and then when I said to them, we'll get outside, their arseholes run away from one another. Nobody's ever happy. Everyone's got a plan until they take a punch in the mouth. Right? If you weren't that happy, then when I said to him, well, don't be a mug about it, let's get it sorted out, he shit himself. So, there's no say on the matter. As far as I'm concerned, Josh Sandlin can suck my friggin' balls at the same time with that big body regime mouth that he got.
Thank you. So,
he comes on the away. He got a couple of wins against people that took him for granted because nobody really knew what he was. And I done what I should do to the fat little roly-poly. He got bowled over the little trick.
So you weren't impressed with his win against Dominic Akilande?
That weren't Dominic. That weren't Dominic who he beat there. But listen, let me tell you that he beat Dominic. He beat a man that beat me, and I stopped him. So there we go. Okay.
So
no matter what he was to other people, no matter what he done in front of other people, to me, when he stands in front of me, the man I am now, he's nothing more than a journeyman. He is nothing more than a journeyman. And I'll tell you what I will do with you, my friend.
Okay.
On the 17th of December, I will prove why men like that are journeymen. Because watch what I do to the Olympic silver medalists. Never mind backcuts who I've already beat. Watch what I do to Joe Joyce. Watch what I do to Osborne. Whatever his name, Frankenstein.
Okay, hold on. So we had Ian Lewison on the night before he fought Joe Joyce, and he said a whole heap of stuff about Joe Joyce. And then you saw what happened on the night. What's going to be different about you?
Ian Lewison is Ian Lewison. Tom Little is Tom Little.
So what does Tom Little do different then? What are you going to do that Lewison didn't do?
The complete opposite to Lewison. I'm going to win.
Okay. So what do you bring to the table that Lewison didn't bring to the table?
I bring movement. I bring in shape, fast feet, fast jab, strong jab. There's a reason why I've got a lot. I've got a very, very, very good boxing brain. I'm 6'6". I'm not 6'2", not 6'3". I'm 6'6". I can box high, I can box low, I can box short range, I can box long range. There's many strings to my bow, and there's going to be many punches to Joe's face.
What are your thoughts on Joe Joyce? What do you think of him as a fighter?
Absolute brilliant. Phenomenal fighter, done brilliant stuff for our country. Very proud of him for what he's done in the Olympics. In my opinion, he's gold medalist. He beat Yoko. But he's a heavyweight. He's in the professional ranks now. Now all that stuff means trouble. I am the kryptonite to him. I am everything. Listen, in amateur boxing nowadays, there's no upper movement. There's no fast foot movement, especially in the big men. Now, I ain't saying I'm going to go and play kid chase with him because I'm going to drive a jab into his mouth and I'll either make him swallow his teeth or his gum shield along with it, whatever comes first. I'm not saying I'm going to be running away from him, right? But people keep assuming that I'm just going to run and tick and tap. I'm there for a fight. I'm cut from the wrong cloth to be running like a pussy, right? But what I am going to do is I'm going to show him a superior boxing brain, right? A superior man. He's taking fights like this here too soon. There's a reason why he warm into fights like this here. Now, on paper, I understand. On paper, right, I'm an overwhelming underdog and everyone's expecting Joe Joyce to come out. So what's him? But I'm going to tell you something. There's only one thing paper's ever been good for, and that's grass. Right? Because what I've done and where I've messed up, I've learned over them. I've learned by them mistakes. Right? I'm now with a good coach. Right? On paper, you'd say Ian Lewison would be a tougher test than me. Right? Anyone would. Right? But let me just explain something. Right? I think the absolute God of being Ian a very, very good friend. Right? I speak to him most days on the phone. Right? Ian was out the ring for 17 months. right? It's Ian's own fault, and I'll tell Ian that straight to his head why he came in the shape he came in, right? Because he had 10 weeks notice, let's be fair about it, right? But he hadn't fought in 17 months. He'd come off a loss, so we had a lack of momentum. Boxing is a massive thing of momentum. Right now, let's look at me. I've been very active this year, right? Very active for an heavyweight, and I've got a good slide of momentum. Two of my last 3 opponents, I've stopped, and they've been all game, willing, testy, ranked opponents. So this is how I'm going to put it to you, right? The fact that I've not put none of me what I've been doing up, I only show what I want people to see, right? That the Haymaker team has made a huge tactical error, right? Because they believe that they're going to come wipe me out. They're already planning Joe's next fight. What they're going to need to be planning is how they're going to pull Joe back from the dark place that I put him. This is where you'll see if they're a good team or a bad team, right? Because any good team, any team can do well while everything's going their way. But see, how many times have you seen fighters get overlooked? No, he's all right. If we want to do what we want to do, we need to beat guys like this here. Pay no attention to him, Joe. Just go out and do what you do. Walk forward, be relentless, and then they go and get spanked. Right? It's happened in a lot. Joe won't be the first person this has happened to, and he won't be the last. But I'm telling you, it is my time. It's my time now, and I won't be turned down for nobody.
Were you impressed with his performance against Lewison?
Not really. He done what he had to do. Fair play to him. You know what I didn't like? What I thought was a bit sore. What I thought was not very gentlemanly and everything. I hate excuses, right? I hate excuses. And the excuses they were making, he had one arm, no, he had one arm. And like, I heard the manager the other day, and I think he only had one arm. Imagine what he does when he's got 2 arms. Right. If they're making excuses when he wins, imagine what they're going to do when I beat him all over the O2 like a ragdoll. Imagine the excuses they're gonna come out with then. And that's what pisses me off. Why can't you just say, listen, he won, he's learning, he's got a lot to learn as a professional fighter. You can't get in with top ranked seasoned men and expect to look $1 million. You can't do it straight off the bat. He's been inactive for a while since the WSB. He's only ever done 5 rounds, right? He's done it with world level amateurs, but there's a reason why there's a gap between amateurs and professionals. He ain't getting in there with burger flippers and taxi drivers. I'm not neither one of them. I'm a fighting man. That is what I do. That is what I get up in the morning and I go out jogging and I go in the gym. I don't do nothing else. Boxing. The only thing I am thinking about is fist fucking Big Joe's face. And that's all I've been thinking about for a while now. And that is all I'm going to do.
Are you concerned about the punching power of Joe Joyce?
There's an old saying from very famous words, and I stand by them to this day. You can't hurt what you cannot hit, right? And I'm going to buy him a pack of stamps for how he telegraphs every single shot that he throws, right? Because he might as well scream to me, "One's coming, Tom," and then throw a jab. Or, "Left hook now, Tom, here it comes." Very slow, very cumbrous, very clumsy. Every big man can punch. Once you're over 16, 17 stone, you're going to hurt people. If I was worried about getting punched in the face, I wouldn't box.
Stavern said he called him Robocop. Would that be a fair assessment of Joe Joyce?
Stavern's another shitbag and all, though, isn't he, to be fair? That's the pot calling the kettle black. You know what I mean? Listen, he's been a world heavyweight champion, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And from what he done in front of Deontay Wilder is a class act. Very, very good fighter. He's world champion. He's Olympian, and all the rest of it. But come on, nobody. Just every bit of credibility that Stiverne ever had when he done whatever he done the other day. But I will agree with him. Big Joe is very sick. It looks like they've overdosed him on Viagra.
Ian Lewison also said that Joe Joyce hasn't got a voice of his own. He's a bit of a puppet.
Yeah, I know. Once I beat up Pinocchio, I'm going to cut his strings off and strangle Mr. Geppetto with them.
Oh dear. Okay, so you're up. Strange question to ask, but I've got to ask it anyway. Any possibility you're going to get stage fright? You know, the O2 is a big place. Is the event is it gonna make you rise or is it gonna make you freeze?
Right, stage fright. I'm gonna tell you something now, right?
Right.
I'm born and cut from the wrong cloth to worry about who's in a room, how many people's there, how many people's watching, right? I'm born and bred to whenever I'm called on to fight, I fight whether there's 1 million people there, 1,000 people there, I do what I've got to do. All I know is, and this is all I know, in the middle of that square circle is going to be me and Joe and a man in the middle to watch us there, right? And that is all I care about. So I can care who's watching. I can care if the Queen's watching, right? I hope she is, because I want someone of credibility to watch the beating of this boy. Well, I say boy, he's a middle-aged man. He's past it before he even starts, isn't he? But listen, I could not care what it is, but you will see in 4 weeks. 4 weeks, isn't it? No, 4 weeks.
Yep.
You'll see in just over 4 weeks.
All right. So we've talked about Joe Joyce. We've talked about Sandlin, but you've got a lot to say about a lot of their heavyweights in the world. We've just talked about Stiverne. He's a bit of a shitbag. Dave Allen?
What about him?
Is that a fight that you could see yourself in the future?
Oh, God. Well, in the future, after I beat this Muppet, I've been told I can fight him. You know what? I keep saying bad things about old Joe Joyce, right? By all accounts, he's meant to be a really nice fella, right? But we're fighting, and I do want to tear his face off, I ain't gonna lie, right? But if Dave Allen wins, we will fight. But I will put my bottom dollar to a barn, right? He will not want none, because I have screamed and cried and hollered and shouted for him, and he don't want to know. And do you know why he don't want to know? Because he's 14. Understand that once I get my hands on him, Jesus Christ himself will not be able to help him to beat me. I've been told by his team, I've been told personally by his team that I will beat him. And that's what I take to fight.
If he beats Leroy Thomas, he becomes the Commonwealth champion, correct?
He becomes the Commonwealth champion.
Then, you know, he then...
I become mandatory. You know, the funny thing is,
yeah,
in the world rankings, I'm ranked higher than both Dave Allen and Leroy Thomas.
Really?
You know that?
No, I didn't know that.
That's facts right there. So whoever wins that, and when I beat Joe, right? Because if things go all tits up for me, then Joe gets this right. What I'm going to speak about here. But once I have a little dance with the robot, yeah, they've got to fight. Simple as that. They've got to fight.
Okay. What were your thoughts?
I've got to go to wherever he is, drag him out what he did, smash him all over a park somewhere. He's got to fight.
Sam Sexton, the British champion. What are your thoughts on him?
I'm not glad, not a bad word to say about Sam. I like Sam, got a lot of time for Sam and Graham Everett. They've been really good people to me. They've looked after me over the years. Always call on Graham for a good bit of sound advice. Sam waited a long time to get his hands on the British title. If it happens between me and Sam, it happens. There will never be nothing personal.
Right.
It'll just be two fellas having a fight and being done with it. But other than that, if it happens, it happens. But I look to see Sam in a big fight soon. Hopefully he gets hit. Yeah, but listen, well, I'm going to take one fight at a time at the moment. My primary focus is on Joe Joyce, 17th of December,
Okay.
and showing people what I've been screaming about. I'm even sick of listening to myself now, do you know what I mean? I just need to prove shit.
Okay, that sounds fine. Let's take it off the attention off you a second. Let's talk about one man on the comeback, Tyson Too Fast Fury. Let's talk about him for a second.
Yeah.
Let's talk about him and David Price. What are your thoughts on that little situation?
You put you on the spot there. Him and David Price. That'll never happen.
It'll never happen.
Never ever.
Okay, I interviewed both. The stage where it could have happened is I interviewed both fighters back to back. I interviewed Tyson on the Saturday or the Friday, and I interviewed Price's trainer on the Saturday, and that didn't go down too well. And yeah, no, it didn't go down too well. Team Fury weren't happy with what Price's trainer had to say, Fanny Smith, so it didn't go down too well. It's a fight that the British public would like to have seen back then, when Price was unbeaten and Tyson still is unbeaten. That would have been a fight then. But now, do you think the British public want to see it?
Exactly. Back then, I'm pretty sure there was some Rover cars people would have liked to own when they were still getting made. But it's back then, and it's gone. They're gone. Listen, Price, I've shared the ring a lot with David Price, and I will be sharing it again with him very soon. Got a lot of time for David Price, proper gentleman.
Right.
Very big, strong, powerful man. Very talented man.
Okay.
And as far as I'm concerned, and now I'm a heavyweight myself, I believe at world level, there's not a heavyweight that fits the lace Tyson's gloves when he is in shape and in the mental state, which seems very promising at the moment.
Okay.
So, I've been in the gym with Tyson this week, and you know what? I watch that man, and what he can do is genuinely, it's sickening. To be honest with you, to watch a man just jump up and do what he does, but he's very focused, and I think he's only got it. I think he's got his eyes on a weightlifter. I don't think David Price is on his genuine radar.
What have you made of the rise of Anthony Joshua?
Well, do you know what? Anthony Joshua's a good fighter. Right, Anthony Joshua is a good fighter. He's done a lot. He would have been a world champion regardless, but he's had it all on a silver platter, and let's be honest, let's be fair. And as far as I'm concerned, them belts are only on loan. He's only got them on loan until Tyson comes back and takes them. And I ain't saying that because Tyson's been mate. I'm not gossiping. If I'd never met Tyson before in my life, or Tyson was a complete nut stranger on the street, it ain't fair what happened to me. It's not fair what happened to me.
Absolutely not.
And genuinely, when you see hyenas reveling and licking their lips at what scraps they can pick up from another man, not downfall inside the ring, outside the ring, and they're watching everything fall apart around someone, and then they're around there like a pack of hyenas and coyotes, scrambling for scraps. They never beat the man that beat the man. So what's that? What Joshua beat a man 15 months later that Tyson beat with his hands behind his back, and Joshua had to go for the cross to get there. Let me tell you something. This game is about levels, and Anthony Joshua, as good a man as he is, he ain't on Tyson's.
Why do you think, in your opinion, that Tyson was shut out of boxing. There's a lot of conspiracy theories around.
If I told her, listen, I wish not to speak about that, why I think, because I don't want to get too diplomatic, and I don't really want to get involved in that side of things. But listen, I think everyone's got a rough idea, and I don't think there's too many stupid people about. You've not got to be a blind man you haven't got to have 20/20 vision to see what went on there with Tyson.
Yeah.
Why people didn't like him and why everyone's. But listen, you can't keep a good man down. That's what I've been brought up to believe in. And he is coming back, and he will have what's his. He will reap what's rightfully his.
Let's talk about another man. When I speak to you, remind me of a good man that I know. His name is Billy Joe Saunders. And every time I speak, I listen to you, I feel like I'm talking to Billy Joe Saunders. And I got a lot of love for Billy. Got a lot of love, and I hope to see him soon. Now, how do you see his fight with David Lemieux?
I see him getting that lumberjack, that Canadian lumberjack, and absolutely poleaxing him. Genuinely, he's going to have two eyes like two hockey pucks by the time he's done with him, because all he can do is walk forward, right? He's got a relative okay boxing brain. Billy Joe's got a very exceptional boxing brain. Billy Joe can punch a bit. Billy Joe's very slick southpaw. I don't believe there is a middleweight on the planet to outbox Billy Joe, and I think Billy Joe is underrated for a world champion. He don't get the dues he deserves. If certain other middleweights had what Billy Joe has got, they would be on the front cover of everything. They would be. So don't be wrong, I suppose. Right? Don't really get up sometimes, but who really gives a fuck? The boy's champion of the world. He's done what he's had to do. It's ain't boxing ain't really a popularity contest. It's about two men getting in a ring and having a fight. But people read into jokes and stuff, and just be very sensitive in a very harsh sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're of a sensitive nature, boxing is not the environment you surround yourself. I don't think.
I appreciate that. You know, you can be straight talking, and there's nothing wrong with being straight talking. In fact, 99.9% of the guests that come on the show are straight talking guests. I seem to attract straight talking guests. And I always say, as I've said to you as well, speak your truth. Speak how you feel. Now, unfortunately, in some media platforms, no names being mentioned.
You told me you'll give me 50 quid if I swear about everyone.
I ain't even got 50 quid in my bank account. It's hard times at the moment, son. In all seriousness, I think so. Media can be people. Let's put it this way: when a person speaks out, like Billy Joe Saunders or Tyson Fury, they speak out. They say what they've got to say. Now, there are times there have been fighters and people I know that I've spoken to and said, like, I've been on camera, they've been on camera. Do you know what? Do you really want to be saying that? I've talked to them, say, do you know what? This could happen. This could happen if you said this and this went out. And they'll say, yeah, you know what? I think I don't want to quite put that out there. And I've actually made sure that hasn't been put out there. So I've just redone an interview. Now, that's looking after a fighter. But there's almost like people want to see a next car crash. So when a guy makes a statement or says things, they're like, egg him on to say more things. But while they're doing that, their actual popularity or their PR and the thing that would attract you to that person is suddenly is just being diminished bit by bit, and it's actually hurting their brand. Yeah, you can
explain something to you, right? I'm gonna get on the subject now, right?
Yeah.
It's about accepted racism, yeah?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right? About accepted racism right now. I'm gonna give you a for instance, right?
Yeah.
Round in my local town,
Yeah.
right? I help a lot of people out.
Yeah.
Right? I have a lot of friends and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do ain't very fortunate or is on down on their luck, if I can help someone, I will help them.
Right.
Same as if I can help you, I'd help you.
Right.
But when I do that, that's only because Tom's a really nice fella. He's just a really good guy, top guy, Tom. Right? Yeah, really nice fella. Nothing to do where I come from, nothing to do with how I've been brought up, nothing to do with the race I'm associated with, yeah?
Right.
Right? If I so much fart in the wrong direction, he's only done that because he's a dirty fucking chippo. Right? Right? That is 100% fact, that is 100% clarity, and there is no more certain thing, right? People, I expect people to act in a certain way towards someone like myself, someone like Billy Joe, right? And it ain't, I don't think it's acceptable on any level. But there's people at a very, very high level, right? And I don't want to be that person to say, like, he's pulling the race card, this here, that. Right? Listen, I've got friends of all walks of life. Straight, gay, black, white, Asian, Chinese, all walks of life, right? If someone's proper with me, I will be proper with them, right? That's just how I am. But what I see, and not on my own perspective, not from my own point of view, when I see Tyson, when I see Billy Joe, someone who's done very well out of the sport, the racism, what gets accepted against them, right? If they say something out of character, if they say something just from being straight talking, people forget about what they say, but people easily forget about what gets said at them. Nobody ever brings anything up what gets said about them, and people of a disposition that should know better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm not talking about Twitter trolls running their mouth saying all that. Like people like who should know better.
People in positions of people in position of power and authority should know better.
Yeah.
That's better said. Yeah, I'll say it for you. Yeah.
I'm gonna put it this way. If Tyson, if Anthony Joshua would have done what Tyson Fury done, right?
Mm-hmm.
There would have still been parades through London now for him. Right?
Absolutely right.
And I'm going to tell you now, the only reason why Tyson didn't get the treatment he deserved was because of who and what he is.
Well,
a cold, hard fact.
I've spoken about this before. I said, well, Carl Frampton got an MBE. Tyson Fury beats the long-reigning world champion and gets nothing. Sweet FA. Why?
You know what I mean? Carl Frampton got an MBE, Tyson Fury got strict.
There you go.
You know what I mean? But listen, that's by the by.
But the thing is, it is what it is. That's the reality of the world that we're in. And the more that it's brought to light and shown for what it actually is, than trying to hush it and put it behind the carpet, it is what it is. You know, it's not acceptable.
That is why I say exactly what's on my mind, and I don't give nobody no grace. I don't put no feather on my tongue to tickle no one's ass, and that is exactly why, because nobody does so for me, and I've seen how champions get treated and how people get treated, so I might as well say what I want to say and have what I want to say, and then I'll deal with the consequences afterwards.
Do you know something, Tom? I knew that there was another side to you. I always knew that because when I met you before, I knew this is a nice guy. This is a good guy. And one of the things I like to do in interviews, I'll try to extract, is that we get to see the showman, the guy that's obviously coming to fight and talk, but we actually get to see a man who actually has some sort of, connection to me and you. Do you understand that sort of? I can understand where that guy's coming from. Because if you remember, if you look carefully, if I go through YouTube and I didn't know you and I look through YouTube, I wouldn't get this side of you. You get what I'm talking about, and it's that side of you that people say, that Tom Little, he's always talking shit. There's that version.
Yeah.
But people don't see the whole person. They just see a YouTube clip highlights. So there are people across Twitter and social media that gets highlights of a.
Thing, right? Listen, I appreciate boxing fans, right? I appreciate boxing fans. They pay bills, right?
Of course they do.
They pay bills. But what a lot of boxing fans are, fickle, right? Very fickle. And they don't understand, right? Listen, boxing is show business.
Of course it is.
Right? It's sports entertainment, right? Now listen, let me tell you something. I'm not going to walk in to a fight with Joe Joyce, an Olympic silver medalist, and be painted as a good guy. That ain't happening, right? That is not happening, right? And I'm not going to sit there like a dummy and say, oh, what's that? I'll sit there quiet. He's only turned up for the money. And trust me, I ain't getting enough money just to turn up for. And that is a fact, right? But I'm going to make myself relevant. I'm going to make myself heard. I'm going to let Joe, Dave, Eddie, the full Sky production, that I don't care what Joe's done, where he's been, who he's fought, who he's beat. I could not give a rat's ass. All I know is he ain't going to beat me, right? But also, along to go with that, if I like someone, if I take to someone out of boxing, away from it, if I can help a stranger on the street, I will help them.
Well, actually,
I will give a stranger the last £10 out of my pocket.
Well, actually, mate.
I thought it's going to serve them better than it's going to serve me.
Well, actually, if you're going to say that, I could do 50 quid. I'd need to buy myself a new microphone.
I'll tell you what, if you can't come and see me, I will buy you a microphone.
Oh, isn't that really nice of you?
If I thought you needed £50 for a microphone, I would buy you a microphone.
You know something? You know something, Tom? That I've said this now. Don't be surprised in future interviews people start asking you for laptops and cars and the rest of it.
You may ask, but it don't mean you
Gonna get. Tom Little, how do people follow you over social media?
Follow me on Instagram, Tom Little Tom _Little 23, or I'm on Twitter, Tom Not So Little. Just follow me up, follow the cause. It's gonna be a very, very exciting ride over the next year or so. I'm predicting that next year to be full of belts and glory. And I'd like as many people to come along with me on that. Everyone that supports me, and I'm saying thank you. I genuinely mean it from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all the messages of support I get. People that hate me, suck me balls and get a life. Other than that, listen, people like yourself, the media people, you boys don't get enough props for what you do and the hours you put in and for what you actually get out of it. Like, a lot of you boys do this just for the love of boxing. You love boxing. You're a proper fan. You just want to see fights, and this is what pisses me off when people like Dave Allen and that will not fight. Like, people deserve good 50-50 fights. I could not care if someone said to me, right, tomorrow morning you want to fight Anthony Joshua. And I'm not saying this in a journeyman sense. If I get given my chance to fight anyone, you will never hear me turning a fight down because of who someone is. And that is that. And I think that's what boxing fans deserve.
Yeah, absolutely. What are your thoughts of Daniel Dubois before we finish?
Daniel Dubois, strong, talented young man, got a jab like a tarmac punch, but off the feet.
Okay, that's interesting. We may have to come back and visit that sometime.
He's a talented young fellow. I think if Frank Warren don't rush him too much and don't try and chase Joshua with him, I think he'll be better than Joshua. That's my personal opinion.
Frank knows how to build a fighter for sure.
Oh, listen, Frank do know how to build a fighter for sure. Listen, AJ, this is what money does, right? This is what money does. And there's a man here to call me I tell you a lie now, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
They put me to fight AJ Carter
Yeah.
for a Southern Area title before Daniel Dubois. This is why I boxed Kamil Sakhalowski. This is the whole reason I boxed Kamil Sakhalowski, right? The board would not clear AJ Carter to fight me for a Southern Area title. Right or wrong? Right? Now, within 2 months, AJ didn't have a comeback fight or anything. Frank Warren puts him for Daniel Dubois to fight for the Southern Area title against Dave Carter. What happens? He gets the fight. See, now, this is what fans don't get to see. That's what fans get to hear. So when they're jumping on a hype train, oh my God, he just KO'd this guy. It was epic. Did you see it? Right? I've seen AJ Carter, with all due respect, get dropped with a jab.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? No disrespect to him. He's got arsehole. He gets in the ring. He has a fight. He has a go. But the boy's chinny. Let's have it right. He's chinny. Right? We're all blessed with different things. He's cursed with a China chin. Right? So, like, it ain't fair. That is what I'm saying. It isn't fair. Like,
not right.
People get exposed to things and, like, people get painted in a lie. Like, that fight got painted in a lie like it was a really test. Like, I genuinely wanted to go in forward and have a bet that AJ Carter got dropped on the ring wall.
There you go. I mean, sadly, sadly, I told people that this is like suicide watch. You just get knocked up by Sokolowski. Now you're going to fight Daniel Dubois, who is a devastating puncher. You just don't do that. Coming off a KO loss, you just don't do that.
This is what I mean. Like Kamil, I have been young sparring and stuff like that, and I boxed him. I felt him with 10-ounce gloves on. He ain't what I thought of a fastest puncher. He's not a weak man. I'm not saying he's a weak man, but he's not a puncher either. You know what I mean? He ain't where you think, all right, stay away from him, let him burn up for a couple. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not like that there. And listen, I was ringside for that fight when Kamil knocked him out, and that was a bad knockout.
It was.
You don't want to be getting knocked out by anyone like that. You know what I mean?
No. It's not good. Right. It's not good. This is the world of boxing, and if you're blind to these things, and like I said, you just like highlights, then oh yeah, Dubois looks great. He should ready for Joshua tomorrow. There are people that will say that sort of stuff without actually understanding what's really going on. But the wise old heads get it.
Some of the things I see on Twitter, honestly, a lot of them make me cringe. Like, oh yeah, give him someone like, give him Joseph Parker. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, shut up. Yeah, that's all I want to do. I genuinely just want to message him and say, like, shut up. You're making yourself look silly to people that actually know about boxing.
It is sad. I mean? It's sad. You've got so many so-called trainers and managers. If you had these guys manage it, you would fighters would get burned out within 5 fights.
Yeah, these are the sort of people you never want to
run your career.
Like everyday Donald Trump. It's like everyday Donald Trump. Like they can cause the end of the world at any given moment.
Absolutely.
Like, if you ever give them any sort of power, they're gonna fuck up.
And on that note, we're going to end the interview because we've got Eddie Chambers next. Tom Little, thank you so much. And all the best. If we don't speak to you beforehand, all the best in your fight against Joe Joyce. And it's been great speaking with you.
Okay, mate. Thank you very much.
You take care, chap. All the best.
Right, God bless, mate.
God bless you too. Bye-bye.
Right, bye-bye.
So there you have it. Tom Little on his thoughts on fighting Joe Joyce. I found it quite an interesting talk with Tom Little. Very, very interesting. Yeah, Tom is from he's from Hatfield. So yeah. Thank you all so much for listening. When we come back, we will be talking to Sir Edward Chambers about that Instagram account and the messages from supposedly AJ. We're going to find out if they're real or not, or we'll hear what Eddie's got to say of it. Stay tuned to BWTM Sports We'll be back shortly. Take care.